The year was 2142. Earth was not the same as before. Cities stood taller than clouds, and their lights never went dark. Machines worked beside humans in farms, factories, and even homes. Cars did not need drivers, and ships could rise from oceans into the sky. Yet even with progress and power, the human heart was restless. People still feared what they did not understand. They still argued, still fought, and still wondered if they were truly alone in the universe. One quiet evening, under a wide sky full of stars, something unusual happened. From a silent hill near the edge of a small town, a figure walked down slowly. She was tall, her skin shining silver under the moonlight, her eyes glowing with a faint blue light that seemed endless and calm. Her hair flowed like thin threads of glass, and her steps made no sound on the ground. She looked like a woman, but no human could look like her. Some children playing outside were the first to notice. They froze when they saw her glowing form. One child whispered that she looked like a ghost. Another said maybe she was a lost angel, but an old man watching from his porch shook his head. He said she was something else, something not from Earth. The figure stopped at the first house she reached. The small house stood at the edge of the valley, where a farmer lived with his wife and 2 children. She raised her silver hand and knocked gently on the wooden door. The sound was soft, yet it carried far in the night. The family heard it. The farmer opened the door holding a lantern in his hand. His wife stood behind him, holding their children close. When they saw her, they gasped but did not scream. The light from the lantern touched her silver skin, and it reflected like water. The alien mother bowed slightly and spoke in a voice that was calm and soft, almost like music. She spoke in clear words that were not of Earth, yet somehow every person understood her. "I am looking for the one. Will you hear me?" The farmer's brows drew close together. His wife asked what she meant. Who was she searching for? The alien mother answered with the same steady voice. "I am a mother. I have lost what I carried across the stars. Somewhere behind a human door is the one I seek. To find it, I must knock on every door of your kind. I will not stop until I have found the one." Her words were strange and heavy. The farmer and his wife stood in silence, not knowing how to answer. Finally, the farmer spoke. His voice was kind but cautious. "We are only a simple family. You will not find what you seek here." The alien mother bowed again. "Thank you for your answer." Then she turned, walked back to the road, and continued on her way. That night, the family could not sleep. They whispered to each other, wondering who she was, where she came from, and what she was searching for. But by morning, the silver woman was gone, leaving only the memory of her glowing eyes. The next day, she reached the town. She went door by door, street by street, knocking. Each time she said the same words, "I am looking for the one. Will you hear me?" Most people did not understand. Some laughed at her. Some shut their doors quickly. A few asked her questions, but she never gave more than her simple answer. She carried no weapon, no tool, no bag. She asked for no food, no shelter, no rest. She only knocked and asked. After weeks, people gave her a name. They called her the Silver Mother. The name spread fast. News stations sent cameras to follow her, showing her silent walk from house to house. Children whispered stories about her in schools. Some said she was a machine built by humans long ago and forgotten. Others said she was a spirit who came to test the kindness of Earth. Governments grew worried. Soldiers were sent to watch her. Scientists wanted to study her. Leaders demanded to know her purpose. She never resisted, but she never allowed anyone to stop her either. When groups tried to surround her, she simply changed her path. No fence or locked gate could stop her. She always found a way to the next door. Time passed. 1 month became 3. 3 months became 6. A full year turned, and still she walked. People grew used to her presence. In one city, children painted her image on walls, her tall silver shape with glowing blue eyes. In another place, she was chased away by angry crowds who feared her, yet she never fought back. She never raised her hand in anger. She only bowed and moved on. Her eyes sometimes grew dim after a long day of knocking, as if sorrow lived inside her. But each morning she walked again. By the 2nd year, her legend grew. Songs were made about her endless walk. Travelers told stories of seeing her pass through storms and deserts, across rivers and mountains, never slowing, never resting long. She crossed oceans on ships, walking alone on empty decks while sailors watched in silence. They swore the waves grew calmer when she stood by the water. In one small village, people gathered when they heard she was near. An old woman stepped forward with a cane and stopped her. The crowd was quiet as the old woman spoke. "Mother, what if the one you seek does not wish to be found?" For the first time, the alien mother closed her eyes. She held her silver hands together and her glowing light dimmed. When she spoke, her voice was quieter, almost trembling. "Then I will still knock." A mother does not stop. Even if the child hides, even if the child runs, a mother will always search. The villagers stood in silence. Some wept, some bowed, and some turned away in fear of such devotion. But the alien mother moved on, her steps leading her to the next house, the next chance. By the third year, she was no longer just a story. She was part of human life. Some towns welcomed her with food and water, though she never asked for it. Some built statues in her image. Others drove her out with stones. Yet she always returned to her path, knocking on door after door. And then one evening, her long journey reached a turning point. On a quiet street in a small forgotten town, she raised her silver hand to knock on a door of a broken house. The wood was old, the windows cracked, and the garden dry. Still, she knocked. The door opened slowly, and for the first time in 3 years, the alien mother felt her voice catch in her throat. Her glowing eyes grew wide, and she whispered not sorrow but a new sound. Hope. Her search was not finished, but she knew at last that she was close. Very close. The door creaked open, and the alien mother stood still. A faint light came from inside the broken house. It was not a warm light, but a weak one, as if the lamp inside had been burning for too long. A boy stood there. He was thin, his clothes old, and his hair messy. His eyes were dark and tired, but they carried something deep. When the alien mother looked into his eyes, she felt her chest stir in a way it had not in 3 years. She did not speak at once. She only looked. The boy stared back. He did not scream. He did not close the door. He only asked a simple question. "Who are you?" The alien mother bowed her head. "I am a mother. I am looking for the one. Will you hear me?" The boy frowned. His voice was quiet. "The one, what do you mean?" She studied him carefully. The glow in her eyes shifted. For the first time in years, her steady rhythm of knocking seemed uncertain. She reached out her silver hand but did not touch him. "I have crossed stars. I have searched every door. I carry a bond that is not broken. It pulls me here. Tell me, child, who are you?" The boy hesitated. He was used to people ignoring him. The house was old because his family had little. His father worked far away. His mother had passed away when he was small. He lived with his old uncle, who rarely spoke. Loneliness was his closest companion. "I am only Aaron," he said finally. "I am no one important," but the alien mother tilted her head. The glow in her eyes brightened. She felt something inside her shift, something she had carried across endless space. She whispered, "Aaron, I have found a piece of what I lost." Aaron did not understand, but his heart beat faster. He felt no fear of her. Instead, he felt seen, as if someone at last looked at him not with pity or judgment, but with recognition. From that day, the alien mother returned to Arun's door again and again. She did not move on quickly as before. She knocked each morning, and he opened. They spoke in small words at first. Arun told her about the old uncle who cared for him but could not give much time. He told her about his mother who was gone, and his father who had left for work and never returned. He told her about school, where others laughed at him for being poor. The alien mother listened without moving. Her glowing eyes did not blink, but they softened. She said little, but she told him one truth. A mother does not forget. No matter the distance, no matter the years, a mother remembers her child. Aaron's throat tightened. He had tried not to remember his mother's face because remembering hurt. But now the words opened something inside him. News of the alien mother's new stop spread fast. Reporters and cameras rushed to the small town. Crowds gathered outside Aaron's house. Soldiers came again, worried that she had chosen someone. Scientists begged to test her. Yet through all the noise, the alien mother kept knocking only on Aaron's door. People asked her why. She did not answer them. She only looked at Aaron and said, "Because he hears me." The crowd did not understand. Some grew angry. Some were jealous. Why had she chosen a poor boy in a broken house, a boy with nothing special? But Arun did not care about their words. When she stood at his door, he felt less alone. One evening, Arun asked her a question. "Why me? Why not someone stronger, smarter, or richer?" The alien mother crouched down so her glowing eyes were level with his. Her silver face reflected the weak light of his home. The bond does not choose by wealth or strength. The bond chooses by truth. You carry a truth that calls to me. You may not see it yet, but it is there. I will not leave until I understand it. Her voice was steady, but her eyes showed something deeper. For the first time, Aaron realized she was not just searching for him. She was searching with him. Days passed. The town became restless with all the visitors. Aaron's uncle warned him to stay away from her. She is not of us, the old man said. If you follow her, you may lose yourself. But Aaron shook his head. I already lost myself before she came. At night, he dreamed of stars. In his dreams, he saw her walking across black skies filled with shining lights, carrying a small bundle in her arms. He could not see what was inside, but he felt it calling to him. When he woke, the call stayed in his chest. On the 15th day of her knocking at his door, something happened. A storm came over the town. Rain poured down. Streets flooded and winds shook the houses. People hid inside, but Arun looked out and saw her still standing in the storm. She knocked on his door as always, her silver skin wet with rain, her glowing eyes steady. He opened the door wide. You do not need to stand out there. Come in. For the first time, she stepped inside a human home. She looked around, seeing the small table, the broken chairs, the single lamp, and the patched walls. She touched nothing but stood quietly as if the room was sacred. Aaron gave her a blanket, though she did not need warmth. He gave her water, though she did not need drink. He gave her kindness because he knew she had given him the same. They sat together in silence as the storm raged outside. Finally, Aaron spoke. What did you lose? What are you searching for? The alien mother closed her eyes. For a long time, she did not answer. Then she opened them, and her glow grew brighter. I lost a child, my own. I carried it across stars, but fate took it from me. My bond to that child did not break. It pulled me here. When I look at you, Aaron, the bond stirs. I do not know yet if you are the one I lost or if you carry a piece of my child within you. But I cannot leave. Aaron felt his chest tighten. He had no memory of such things, but he felt the truth of her pain. He whispered, maybe I am not the one. Maybe you will not find what you lost here. But she shook her head. Her silver hand rested lightly near his, not touching but close. A mother does not stop. Even if the answer is hidden, even if the road is endless, I will search. Aaron looked at her glowing eyes and felt tears in his own. For the first time since his mother's death, he believed again that he was not forgotten. The storm ended by dawn. The alien mother rose and stepped outside once more. She turned to Aaron and said, tomorrow I will knock again. And she did. Each morning, each evening, she knocked on his door. Behind that door, Aaron began to change. He sat taller, he spoke with more strength, and he looked at the world with new eyes. He was still poor, still lonely, but he was no longer invisible. The alien mother had seen him, and through her, the whole world now saw him too. Yet outside, forces were moving. Governments feared her bond with the boy. Scientists pushed harder to study her, and shadows whispered of plans to separate them. The alien mother knew this, but she also knew one thing. She had found something at last. A boy who carried the spark of what she had lost, and she would not let anyone take it away. Days turned into weeks. Aaron and the alien mother had built a quiet rhythm. Each morning she knocked, and each morning he opened the door. They spoke, laughed quietly, and sometimes sat together in silence. Aaron felt safe. He had never known a presence so calm, so steady, so certain. The alien mother did not judge him, did not demand from him, and did not leave him alone. Yet outside the house, the world stirred with unrest. People had grown fascinated with her story. They wanted to witness the miracle of the Silver Mother and the boy she had chosen. Soldiers patrolled the streets. Journalists crowded doorways. Officials visited Aaron's house under the guise of concern, but their questions carried pressure. One afternoon, a woman in a gray uniform appeared. She was tall and strict, carrying a tablet and a small device that blinked red. "We are here for the boy," she said. Her voice was firm, but she offered no explanation. "This alien entity is not safe. You must come with us." Aaron felt a chill. He glanced at the alien mother. Her glowing eyes did not flash with anger. They only held a quiet warning. "Do not touch him," she said. Her voice carried a tone that made the woman pause. The woman hesitated, then stepped forward. "We cannot allow this. You are not of this world. We need to study your bond. For safety." The alien mother raised her hand. It was silver, bright and impossible to resist in its quiet power. Safety is not gained by taking a child. The bond is stronger than fear. Step back, the woman froze. Aaron's heart pounded. For the first time, he realized the outside world could try to take her away. He stepped forward too, though he was only a boy. "Leave her alone," he said. "She belongs here and she belongs to me." The woman's lips pressed tight. She looked at the alien mother, then at Arun, then back at the street filled with watching eyes. Slowly, she backed away, but the warning was clear. Others would come. The danger had only begun. That night, the alien mother spoke softly. "Aaron, I have never needed protection before. But here your world may not understand my purpose. They may try to separate us. You must be ready." Aaron nodded. He was afraid, but he felt something stronger. He felt the bond stirring in him. Something deep and ancient, something that had been waiting for her all along. "You are not alone," she said. "The bond is real. It will guide us." Days passed and the tension grew. Officials came in the form of inspectors, reporters, and strangers asking questions. Arun stayed close to the alien mother. Sometimes she would stand at the window, her glowing eyes scanning the horizon, sensing things humans could not see. She had a way of feeling intentions, of knowing when someone approached with fear or curiosity or malice. One evening, Aaron asked her, "How do you know if someone is good or bad?" The alien mother smiled faintly. "It is not about good or bad. It is about truth. Truth cannot be hidden. It shows itself in actions, in words, in the heart. Those who lie to themselves cannot hide from me." Aaron considered her words. He thought of the soldiers, the officials, and even the strangers who had smiled at him. Some of them were curious, some kind, and some only interested in what they could gain. The alien mother had seen it all, yet she remained calm. Her calmness gave Aaron courage he had never felt before. One morning, as mist rolled over the town, Aaron found her standing at the edge of the small garden. Her silver eyes reflected the light of the sun as it broke through the clouds. She held something in her hands, a small crystal that pulsed with soft light. "This is a memory," she said, "a piece of what I lost. It calls to the bond. You may see it, feel it, and understand more." Aaron reached out hesitantly. The crystal felt warm, alive, and familiar. In that moment, he saw flashes of stars, vast spaces, and a child he had never met. The images filled his mind but did not overwhelm him. They spoke of connection, love, and loss. "Do you see now?" the alien mother asked. Aaron nodded slowly. "I think I understand. You are searching for someone you lost, but maybe they are not gone. Maybe they are here in a way I cannot see fully yet." The alien mother smiled. "Yes, Aaron, the bond carries more than sight. It carries feeling, memory, and hope. That is why I walk, why I knock, why I never stop. One day we will know fully." Their quiet moment was interrupted by a sudden noise. A vehicle had stopped outside the street. People jumped out carrying machines that blinked and hummed. Soldiers, this time with permission to act, had come to take Aaron away. The alien mother stepped forward. Her glow grew stronger, casting silver light across the wet ground. The machines beeped and blinked, sensing her presence. But their technology was no match for her calm power. The soldiers froze, unsure what to do. "Step back," she said, her voice carrying across the street. It was not loud, but it was heavy. The wind seemed to pause. The water on the ground shimmered. Arun felt the ground beneath his feet hum slightly, as if responding to her presence. The soldiers hesitated. Arun took a deep breath. "Do not take her. I will not go." The leader of the soldiers shook his head. "You cannot stop us. Orders are orders." The alien mother's eyes glowed brighter. "Orders cannot touch the bond. It is older than your world, older than your rules. Step back, or you will see what the bond can do." The soldiers faltered. They saw no weapon, no aggression, only the calm, unstoppable presence of a mother who had crossed galaxies. Something in them told them they could not win. Slowly they retreated, leaving Aaron and the alien mother standing alone. Aaron's chest was pounding. He turned to the alien mother. "You are powerful." She shook her head. "Power is not the point. The point is care, persistence, and truth. I am not here to fight. I am here to find what was lost." The storm that had followed them now cleared, and the sun shone again on the quiet street. Aaron looked at her with new understanding. He realized that the bond was not only about finding someone lost in space. It was about teaching humans that patience, care, and love could overcome even fear and force. The next days were quieter. The soldiers did not return immediately. Aaron continued to meet the alien mother each morning. She shared memories, stories, and lessons. She taught him about the stars, the planets, and the lives she had seen across space. Aaron told her about Earth, about the people he knew, and about his dreams. Slowly, their bond grew stronger, deeper, and more unbreakable. Yet the world was still watching. Cameras, satellites in orbit observed them. Humans were fascinated, fearful, and unsure how to act. But the alien mother moved with patience, never rushing, never fearing, never hiding. She was a teacher, a protector, and a mother. Aaron realized he had learned more from her in weeks than he had in years at school. He felt hope growing, not only for himself but for the world around him. If one being could cross stars, resist fear, and care so deeply, maybe humans could also change, if they listened and learned. That night, as the silver light faded into the quiet of his room, Arun whispered, "I will stay with you no matter what comes. I understand now. You are more than a visitor. You are my guide." The alien mother's eyes glowed softly. She leaned down and rested her hand near his cheek, not touching but close enough to feel warmth. "And you, Aaron, are part of what I have been searching for. You will help me understand, and together we will see the bond fully." Outside, the town slept under quiet stars, and the Silver Mother, who had walked for 3 years across human doors, knew she was closer than ever. Her search was no longer only hers. It had become a journey shared with a boy who carried the spark of what she had lost. The days grew longer, and Arun and the alien mother continued their quiet rhythm. Each morning she knocked, and each morning he opened the door. Together they explored the town in small steps, walking down streets filled with curious eyes and cautious whispers. Aaron had begun to feel stronger, not in muscles but in heart and mind. He was no longer the boy who waited in silence. He was part of a story much larger than himself, but the world outside remained uneasy. Officials had not given up. Scientists continued to study the recordings of her arrival, trying to understand her powers. Rumors spread that she could bend reality, that she could make people see visions, that she carried secrets that could change the world. Aaron did not care about these stories. He only cared about her presence and the bond they shared. One afternoon, she led him to the hills behind the town. The sun painted the sky in red and gold. The wind blew softly, carrying scents of wildflowers and earth. Aaron had never seen such a view from the town. The alien mother stopped and looked at him with glowing eyes. "Aaron, today you will face a choice," she said. "The bond brings you here, but the world outside will challenge it. You must decide what you are willing to give and what you are willing to protect." Aaron frowned. "A choice? How can I choose anything?" She knelt to his level. "Because life always asks for choices. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the act of standing when fear surrounds you. Tomorrow, those who wish to take me away may return. You must decide if you will stay by my side no matter what comes, or if you will let them separate us." Aaron looked at her silver hands, at the soft glow of her eyes, at the calm certainty in her presence. He thought of the loneliness he had felt all his life. He thought of the lessons she had given him, the safety, the warmth, the understanding. His chest tightened. "I will stay," he said firmly. "No one will take you from me. Not now, not ever." The alien mother nodded. Her glow seemed to brighten slightly, but it was gentle, not overwhelming. "Then you will learn what it means to protect a bond, to stand with a purpose beyond yourself. Together we will face tomorrow." That night, Aaron could not sleep. He thought of what might come. Soldiers, officials, machines, cameras. The world had never seen a bond like theirs. The alien mother had walked across stars and through years, seeking the one who carried truth in their heart. Now that truth was here, and humans would not leave it untouched. The morning came, bright and clear. Aaron opened the door to find the alien mother waiting. Her eyes glowed softly like the light of a distant star. They did not speak. They did not need to. Together they stepped outside, hand near hand, feeling the bond that connected them stronger than words. The vehicles arrived first. Machines rolled down the streets, shining metal under the sun. Soldiers followed, cautious but determined. Officials stepped out, their faces tight with concern. They did not expect what they saw. The alien mother stood calmly at Aaron's side. The silver glow of her skin seemed to shine over the street, not with anger, but with quiet authority. The leader of the soldiers spoke. "Step aside. We have orders to take the boy. The alien entity must be studied for safety." Aaron felt his chest tighten. He looked at the alien mother. She did not flinch. She did not raise her hand in threat. Instead, she looked at him and said, "Aaron, stand with me. The bond will guide you." He nodded. I will not move, he said. The soldiers hesitated. Their devices, which had been designed to detect energy and force, blinked and beeped. They could not explain why the readings were different. Something beyond their understanding was present, something alive, something unbreakable. One soldier stepped forward, trying to reach Aaron. The alien mother moved. She did not strike. She did not push. She only raised her hand and spoke. Stop! You cannot take what the bond protects. You cannot break what is already whole. The air seemed to shimmer. Machines slowed. Soldiers froze. Officials whispered in disbelief. Aaron felt the bond pulse in his chest, a warmth and strength he had never known. He realized that fear had no power here. Only truth and courage mattered. Suddenly, the leader made a decision. We will retreat, he said. We will report, but we will not take action until further orders. Aaron exhaled. The tension left him slowly, like a river returning to calm. He turned to the alien mother. Did we win? She shook her head gently. It is not about winning. It is about choice. You chose to stand, and that is courage. The bond protected you because you believed in it. Days passed after the confrontation. The world outside did not forget. Stories of the boy and the silver mother spread farther than before. Some people were inspired. Some were frightened. Some wondered if bonds like this could exist in their own lives. But Aaron and the alien mother continued their quiet journey, walking together, learning, teaching, and growing stronger. One evening, she took Aaron to a hill that overlooked the ocean. The water reflected the stars above. She handed him the same crystal she had shown him before. Look deeply, she said. Aaron held the crystal. Visions filled his mind again. Stars, planets, endless light, and a child he had never met. He felt the bond more strongly now than ever before. It was not just between him and the alien mother. It stretched across space and time, connecting the lost, the searching, and the waiting. He turned to her. I understand now. The bond is not only about finding someone. It is about standing together, protecting what is important and giving hope to those who feel lost. The alien mother nodded. Yes, Aaron, and you have learned well. The bond grows stronger when it is shared, when it is defended, when it is understood. One day it may guide more than us. One day it may guide the world. For the first time in 3 years, she allowed herself a small smile. Aaron saw it, and it gave him courage. He realized that hope was not a distant star. It was here, glowing quietly in the silver light of a mother who had never stopped walking. The next morning, Aaron and the alien mother continued their walk through the town. People noticed them, watched quietly, and some whispered prayers of hope and courage. Soldiers remained cautious but did not intervene. Officials waited for instructions, unsure how to approach something that could not be measured or controlled. Aaron knew that challenges would come again. The world outside was not fully ready to understand the bond between him and the alien mother, but he also knew that strength was not in fighting alone. Strength was in courage, patience, and the willingness to protect what mattered most. That night, as the silver light of the alien mother reflected on the walls of his small room, Aaron whispered, I am ready. No matter what comes, I will not leave your side. The alien mother knelt beside him, and I will not leave yours. The bond has chosen, and we have chosen together. That is more powerful than any force, any rule, any order. Together we will continue. Outside, the town slept under quiet stars, and the silver mother, who had walked across human doors for 3 years, knew that her journey had reached a new stage. Aaron was no longer just a boy who had waited. He was a partner in a bond that could not be broken. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new tests, and new lessons. But for now, the bond was strong, and that strength was enough to face whatever the world could bring. The sun rose slowly over the small town, painting the streets in gold and orange. Aaron stood by the window watching the world wake. He felt the quiet hum of the bond inside him, stronger than ever. The alien mother stood beside him, her silver skin reflecting the sunlight, her glowing eyes steady and calm. Today felt different. He could sense it. The search that had lasted 3 years across cities, villages, mountains, and oceans was reaching its purpose. The town was peaceful, yet Aaron knew that the world outside had not forgotten. Soldiers, officials, and curious people remained cautious, watching from afar, but he no longer feared them. The bond had taught him courage, patience, and understanding. He turned to the alien mother. Will they come again? He asked. They may try, she said, but fear has no power over the bond. Today we see if the journey is complete. Together they walked through the quiet streets toward the hill where the wind whispered over the grass. Aaron felt the energy of the bond growing with each step. The alien mother's presence was steady, like a mountain rooted in time. He no longer felt alone. At the top of the hill, she stopped and held the glowing crystal in her hands. It pulsed softly, a rhythm that Aaron could feel in his chest. "This is a piece of the child I lost," she said. "It has waded across stars through time, and now it is here. You, Aaron, have helped me see it fully." Aaron stared at the crystal. Images appeared in his mind. Stars, galaxies, planets with oceans and forests, and a small child laughing under a silver sun. He felt a connection he could not explain. It was as if the child's joy and love were being shared through him. The bond was complete, but it also asked for one final step. "What must I do?" Aaron asked. "Believe," the alien mother said. "Trust in the bond, and it will reveal what is lost and what remains. Your courage, your heart, your truth, all are needed now." As he touched the crystal, the world around him seemed to shift. Light flowed from the crystal, spreading like a river over the hills, the town, and beyond. People who watched from afar felt a strange calm settle over them. Soldiers lowered their devices, officials stopped their plans, and ordinary people paused in wonder. Aaron felt a warmth in his chest, a pull of energy, and then a gentle voice, not from the alien mother, but from within the bond itself. "Thank you," it said softly, "for waiting, for believing, for protecting me." The alien mother's eyes glowed brighter. "Do you hear it, Aaron?" He nodded, tears forming in his eyes. "Yes, I hear it. The child, it is not gone. The bond brought me here to help you find it." The crystal shone with blinding light. Aaron felt a presence, gentle and kind, surround him. It was the child she had lost, not in form of flesh, but in energy, in memory and love. The alien mother stepped forward and extended her hands. The light from the crystal flowed into her, and for the first time in many years, a smile appeared on her face. "You are complete," she whispered. "The bond is fulfilled." Aaron watched as her silver glow mixed with the light of the crystal. The energy surrounded them both, but he felt no fear. He felt warmth, safety, and peace. The journey of 3 long years, the knocks on doors, the endless search, all had led to this moment. The wind shifted. People in the town felt the light settle. Some looked at each other in awe. They had not understood before, but now they felt it. The world was larger than they had imagined. Love, care, and courage could cross stars and connect hearts in ways they could not measure. Aaron stepped closer to the alien mother. "What happens now?" She smiled softly. "Now the bond continues. It will not leave. It will guide those who are lost, protect those who are afraid, and remind the world that hope exists, even in darkness. And you, Aaron, have a part in it. You are no longer only a boy who waited. You are a guardian of the bond." The light slowly dimmed, but its warmth remained. The crystal rested in her hands, calm and steady. Aaron could feel the energy in his chest, a soft pulse that matched her glow. The journey was not about a single moment. It was about persistence, courage, and the willingness to never give up. Days after the bond was fulfilled, life in the town returned to normal. But the people had changed. They told stories of the silver mother and the boy who stood with her. Children played in the streets imagining stars and silver lights. Adults shared lessons of patience, courage, and care. Aaron walked among them, but he knew he had a role beyond the town. The bond was a part of him now, guiding him, teaching him, and protecting him. One evening, as the sun set and painted the sky with pink and gold, the alien mother stood with Aaron on the hill. The wind brushed against them gently. "You have grown," she said. "The bond will travel with you, but you must teach others what it means. You will not see everything at once, but you will feel it, and one day others will understand as we do now." Aaron nodded. "I will not forget. I will carry it with me always." Her eyes glowed softly. "And I will always be here. Even if I walk again across the world knocking on doors, the bond will remain between us. That is the truth of what we have found." He looked up at the stars beginning to appear. He understood now that the universe was full of mysteries, and not all answers came at once. But the bond he shared with the alien mother had shown him the greatest truth. Persistence, care, and courage could overcome loneliness, fear, and loss. "Will you continue your journey?" he asked. She smiled. "Yes, the journey never truly ends. There are others who wait, others who need the bond. But now you are ready to face your own path, knowing the bond will always guide you." Aaron felt a deep calm settle over him. For the first time, he did not fear what might come. He had seen courage, felt love, and understood the meaning of patience. The Silver Mother had walked across 3 years of doors and endless searches. Now her purpose was fulfilled, and yet it continued in him, in the bond and in the world. The town slept under quiet stars. Aaron and the alien mother stood together on the hill, watching the night sky. The light of distant galaxies reflected in their eyes. And in that quiet moment, he understood the journey was never about the end. It was about connection, understanding, and the courage to stand for what mattered. The alien mother extended her hand. Aaron took it. Together they turned to face the horizon. Tomorrow would bring new paths, new lessons, and new moments of wonder. But whatever came, the bond between them would guide them, protect them, and remind the world that hope could cross stars, walk for years, and touch hearts in ways no one could imagine. And so, the Silver Mother and the boy named Aaron continued, not as searcher and found, but as partners in a bond that would never end, a bond that had proven that love, care, and courage could change the world, one heart at a time. The stars shone brighter that night, as if celebrating the journey of a mother who had walked 3 years and the boy who had finally understood what it meant to be seen, to believe, and to protect. The journey was complete, but the bond would live forever.